Your Honor, you got to stop the trial! Mr. Wright, Mr. Wright, are you feeling okay? Does your stomach hurt? That bottle you saw may have had some poison left in it. It seems the defendant has proven the prosecution's case for us. Clearly that bottle did not contain a deadly poison. Yeah, otherwise he would have died. And no way in hell would I have been with Nick solving cases by now if he were to die from poison. But still, maybe it's slow poison. How can he be so sure? I think that's obvious. As you can see, the defendant is still very much alive. As for the poison, more like a fledgling defense attorney's overreactive imagination. So it would seem. No, there must be some mistake. The bottle must not have had any poison left in it. Either that or the poison must have lost its potency. That's true. I mean, again, we said it before. It very well could have been possible that there was no poison left in it when Dahlia gave it to Nick. But it still had traces of it. So I don't know if that would have affected him. And if there were, maybe it's lost its potency, like Mia said. There. It's alright, rookie. Trusting your client is the most noble thing a defense attorney can do. And it's heartwarming to see that you placed this much faith in Mr. Wright. But that's how it is for us on the prosecution side too. For example, I would trust a witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. Which is why I can state that your assessment of her is completely wrong. That's enough. Unfortunately, Miss Faye, I cannot accept your explanation of the events. Nah, that cannot be. If the bottle was empty or lost its potency, then there was no reason for Dahlia to have been so desperate to try and get it back, like all this time. Unless there was still poison inside. It could very well be that Nick is lying. I mean, there's no way to freaking chew that necklace to begin with. I mean, come on, yeah. But why? This may be impossible for a beginner like you to understand. But in a court of law, evidence is everything. Even after I prove so much, is she going to get away with everything? Well, now that the suspicion surrounding Miss Hawthorne has been cleared up, I would like to proceed. Mr. Wright! I'm sorry, Miss Faye. It totally slipped my mind. I'm really sorry. I know you believe in me. I feel like I really let you down. Mr. Wright, what are you trying to say? There's something I forgot to tell you. What is it? That day I met Dog Swallow. That girl, you shouldn't see her anymore. Hey, it's none of your business. I'm telling you for your sake. If you continue to see her, it's going to be bad news. You're lying! Just listen to me. There's something you need to know about that girl. Last night, someone stole some poison from our lab. Poison? The same thing happened 8 months ago. A drug sample was stolen. She came to the lab that time too. It can only have been her. That girl is a thief. Stop it! Don't talk about her like that. Is it true? Did he really say that? That's ridiculous. And there's one more thing. After I pushed him that day, I got worried and came back to have a look. And she was there. Dahlia was right there. Well. What an interesting turn of events. She was crouched down next to him. What? She told me not to ever tell anyone about it, but... I'm sorry, Dahlia. Your Honor, this is... The defendant is... Miss Faye, you tell them. Dahlia didn't do it. She's innocent. So Dahlia stole poison 8 months ago too, huh? If you put that together with Mr. Wright's testimony, then there's only one possible conclusion. The defense believes that Miss Dahlia Hawthorne stole some poison on the night before she killed Duck Swallow. The night before? Naturally, her motive for stealing it was to kill someone. Miss Faye. If you're so certain of your theory, then let me ask you this. Yeah, this is your last chance. Think carefully now. It is time to turn things around in one fell swoop. There's something that she desperately wanted to get back. Therefore... Exactly who was Miss Dahlia Hawthorne planning to kill? Well, there is only one explanation for this. Because Nick never gave the necklace back to her, no matter how much she insisted. The only thing she could do is kill him and get the necklace that way. That is what is being concluded over here. There was one person that was standing squarely in Miss Dahlia Hawthorne's way. And that person was Mr. Phoenix Wright. Me? That's preposterous! After all, it was Duck Swallow that was murdered. Well, it's true that that's how things worked out. But, let's remember that Mr. Swallow died of electrocution, not poison. The person that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison was in fact... you, Phoenix Wright. There's no one else that it could be. And there is a reason why Dahlia was there at the scene of the crime. When he came back to see Doug, Nick. More specifically, she was holding something. Which was Doug's hand. But how can that be? I thought Mr. Wright and Miss Hawthorne were in love. Poor Mr. Wright. This must be killing him. Hang in there. I'll bring her to justice. I swear it. As I said before, the only thing Miss Hawthorne truly cared about was the one piece of evidence linking her to that incident 8 months ago. That's right. The bottle necklace. That's all she cared about. But even so, why? Why would she go so far as to murder him? 8 months ago, just after the fall of that attorney in the basement cafeteria, Dahlia Hawthorne could think of only one thing. How to get rid of the bottle necklace as quickly as possible. No, it cannot be. It was a pretty good move she made too. The evidence was missing for a long time. But there was just one big problem. Although she got him to hide the evidence, Mr. Wright refused to return it to her. To him, the tiny little bottle was a cherished treasure. He even showed it to everyone he met. You mean, that's why she tried to kill Mr. Wright? Correct, Your Honor. It was to retrieve that piece of evidence. That cannot be true! Feeny, what a joke you are.
Honestly, how can any woman ever count on you for anything? I even told you time and time again to keep your trap shut about me and that necklace. You disgust me.
Miss Hawthorne? Oh. Now I finally see her true colors.
It appears that we are nearing the end of this trial. Fine. I can tell you plan on making me into a criminal no matter what I say.
You are a criminal, Miss Hawthorne.
We'll see about that. But first, where's your evidence? It seems your sniveling little crybaby of a client has even the bottle as a snack. Well, Hey, old man! Are you senile or something? Why don't you say something instead of sitting there with that dumb look on your face?
Miss Hawthorne, what's happened to you? Well, hot damn.
Are you really that shocked? Or do you prefer me? This way, Mr. Judge. With absolutely no proof, you treat a voluntary witness like she's a mass murderer. Well, I have nothing more to say. I'll be heading home now, if you don't mind.
But we're not finished.
Fine, then ask this nasty old hack to finish up already.
I'll let her get away this time. The truth always finds its way to be revealed, whether we see it or not. We just have to make it happen. If we cannot prove it with the necklace, then we have to prove it a different way. Stop it, Mia. If you keep on pushing without any evidence, you get paid the ultimate price as a lawyer.
The ultimate price?
Eh? Ultimate price? What is that? You'll be forced to take off your attorney's badge forever, I'm afraid. What? Oh, what the hell kind of a punishment? What the hell kind of punishment is that? Why?
No. You'd better think it over carefully, Miss Faye. Or should I say, Miss Gray.
Well, Miss Faye, can you provide evidence that will establish her guilt once and for all?
If I mess up here, my career as a lawyer is over. But to be honest, at this point, I don't have any evidence that's well-founded. Even so, I'd rather lose my attorney's badge than let her get away with murder. Your Honor, the defense would like to present proof.
Impossible! You cannot possibly...
Stupid woman.
It is the opinion of the court that there has already been enough discussion. Therefore, I will only allow one piece of evidence to be presented.
Just one?
If you are unable to establish her guilt, then I'm afraid that a very harsh verdict will immediately be handed down on Mr. Wright.
I understand, Your Honor.
Huh. Well then, Nick will be declared guilty and Mia will have to hand down her badge if she will fail this. We better make the best of this, Mia.
I can just imagine the headline for tomorrow's newspaper. Up-and-coming lawyer plummets to earth before she gets the chance to soar. She was planning to poison Mr. Wright. If that's the case, then the poison was probably in there.
Well then, Miss Faye, please present your evidence. Show to this court irrefutable proof that Miss Hawthorne was planning to poison Mr. Wright. Well, like I said before, there is a reason why Dahlia was there when Doug died. And, well, Nick came back to check in. We know that Doug had something on him, something that wasn't really discussed that much until now. But it is very important in order for Dahlia to commit the murder. That particular something is the Cold Killer X medicine.
Here it is, Your Honor. The evidence that will prove her guilt once and for all.
If we are to go with the possibility that Dahlia wanted Nick dead, and she wanted to use poison on him, it makes you kind of question, what would Dahlia put the poison in order to kill Nick? Cold Killer X. Phoenix Wright's beloved cold medicine.
Does our rookie defense attorney have a bit of a cold? If I did, I still wouldn't take this cold medicine. After all, it's been poisoned.
What?
Remember what the defendant said in his testimony?
But I lost my bottle of it around lunchtime on the day of the accident. I always eat with Dahlia, just the two of us.
She was the one who took his bottle of Cold Killer X. Then she poisoned it, knowing that Mr. Wright was going to take some.
Indeed. The only reason she did that was to poison it in the first place and kill Nick. The problem was, of course, well, Doug Swallow. He was in the way. And, well, in which case there is a reason why the medicine was in Doug's hand in the first place when he died. Exactly when Dahlia was near him to begin with. Now you're really grasping at straws. After all, it was the victim, Doug Swallow, that was holding the medicine.
I would like the court to recall the crime that happened here 8 months ago. Where did Miss Hawthorne hide the evidence?
Oh, what are you talking about?
8 months ago, the poison was hidden in her bottle necklace, which she then gave to someone else for safekeeping. Someone she had accidentally run into the reading room. My client, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yes, that's right. She did the same thing this time as well. After shoving the victim, Mr. Phoenix Wright left the scene of the crime. That is when the murderer, Dahlia Hawthorne, appeared. With her, she was carrying the poisoned bottle of Cold Killer X. This, of course, was so she could carry out her plan to murder Mr. Wright.
I believe she did testify that she was going to meet with the defendant.
Yes, and she heard and saw everything that happened at the scene of the crime, including what the defendant and victim were arguing about, and the cut electrical cable. That's when she realized, I cannot allow Doug Swallow to live. She used the severed electrical cable to silence him forever. Unfortunately for her, this is when the problem occurred. Mr. Wright, who she thought had left the scene, came back to check on the victim. And on top of that, because of the power outage, some students showed up as well. It's hardly any wonder that she was, as she put it, in a state of panic. Recall that she was carrying that bottle of poisoned cold medicine. She must have thought, what if they searched me like they did 8 months ago?
8 months ago?
Yes, she disposed of the evidence exactly the same way as she did back then. She had someone else hold it. In this case, Doug Swallow. Oh, come on now, everyone. Surely you aren't fooled, are you? This stupid woman. She's nothing but a filthy, stinking liar. Right, Mr. Prosecutor?
Yes, and that's exactly right. It's just pure desperation.
I wonder which one of us is the desperate one. So, Miss Hawthorne, this cold medicine, I wonder if you wouldn't mind taking some.
Yeah, I mean, if you're saying that Mia is a liar, that everything she said is nothing but false, then that would mean that this medicine isn't poisoned. Therefore, anyone can take the medicine and be fine. We can surely test that on you, no problem. If you want to prove us wrong, Dahlia Hawthorne.
Well, Mr. Wright ate that necklace of yours, right? Now it's your turn to prove your innocence. What do you say? If I'm just a fifth stinking liar, then there's no need to worry. So come on, show us! I dare you to take some of this medicine right now! Mia Fey! Mia Fey! Do you think you've won? Well, do ya, Mia Fey?
Jesus.
That's just fine. For the time being, victory is yours.
My god. I think I just wet myself there for a split second. And I'm a skeleton, so go figure.
For the time being?
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean for the time being? You lost. You're gonna be sentenced to jail for the murder of 2 people and attempted murder for Nick.
Well, I have a very long memory, you know. You and I will meet again. I'm certain of it. Well then, Mr. Judge, I'll see you later too, okay?
Hmm? While? Yes.
I'm going to go spend a little quality time with the men in blue now. I wish you all the best.
It's finally over. Boy, that sure was quite a case, not gonna lie. She was surely quite demonic. It's over. Another case. Another case closed.
I refuse to accept this. The defense hasn't shown a scrap of evidence to support their outrageous claim.
But even so, your witness seems to have accepted it.
Yeah.
And, well, I mean, if we are to really need to make sure of this... Actually, I probably shouldn't even say this. If we were to say that we should examine the cold medicine, then that would mean that we would have to postpone the trial. And we are about to finish the trial like right now, so there's no need for that. There's no need for us to say that. But I guess just to make sure, somebody could test the medicine, see if it has poison in it. But I'm sure it will have.
I don't care! I'm Winston Payne! And I don't believe one word that this rookie lawyer has said. Well then, Mr. Payne, let me ask you this.
Yes?
Would you care to try this cold medicine?
What?
Just a little earlier, I could have sworn you said...
Yeah, it's alright, rookie.
For example, I would trust the witness, Miss Hawthorne, with my very life. So if she's so trustworthy, then I'm sure there couldn't possibly be any poison in here, right?
Easy, yes.
And here comes the backpedal. Come on now, rookie killer. Show this rookie how it's done.
Yep. You said it yourself, that you trust your witness with your life. Well, here's your chance to show your trust, since you swore on your life.
How much trust do you really have for this woman? Are you willing to bet your life? My hair is flying off! Might be over there!
Mr. Payne? About Miss Dahlia Hawthorne?
Yes, Your Honor. I'll file papers for her immediate arrest.
Huh. So that was the origin story of Mr. Winston Payne's hair.
Rest in peace, classy hair. Rest in peace.
Tragic. But not surprising. I mean, I've seen your hair in the future. I knew there was something suspicious about her from the very beginning.
Don't lie. Just admit you were wrong.
By the way, Miss Faye,
Yes, Your Honor.
was it just me, or did you and Miss Dahlia Hawthorne seem to know each other?
Your Honor, whether we did or not has no bearing on this case.
Very well. Mr. Payne?
This cannot be happening. It's a nightmare. It's like losing to my daughter.
It appears Mr. Payne has lost his spirit along with his hair. I mean, his spirit was his hair. Did the defendant have anything further to say?
Cannot be true. My dear.
Very well then. I believe I'm ready to pass judgment and bring this trial to an end. The court finds the defendant, Phoenix Wright.
Guilty! Congratulations, Phoenix Wright.
This was your first step to becoming a lawyer. The court is adjourned. That was surely quite a first case with Mia Fey. April 11, 3:16 p.m. in District Court. Defendant lobby number 3. And it's not even that late to begin with. I'm used to staying in courtrooms for like 11 hours or so until like 12 at night. This was nothing.
Mia, you were wonderful in there. Thank you for everything, Mr. Grossberg.
Yep. You truly showed me what you're capable of. Mia Fey, as I expected, of the famous veteran defense attorney.
During the verdict, I thought my hemorrhoids were going to explode like Mount Vesuvius. Mr. Grossberg, do you maybe think you could stop talking about them?
Well, that's rather rude.
Anyway, this case really made me think. What does it really mean to have a relationship of mutual trust with a client? Perhaps it is we veteran lawyers who have lost sight of this.
Hey there, Nick. What up, my man?
Oh, Mr. Wright. Congratulations.
Thanks. You know, I was thinking.
Go on.
The Dahlia that I saw up there on the witness stand. I don't think that was really her.
What?
Yeah, the Dahlia I know could never have said those kinds of terrible things.
Maybe she was like, I don't know,
a fake or something? I guess you are still in denial, Nick. But yeah, for her to keep up her persona like that for 8 months in front of Nick, she was probably losing her marbles more than she was before meeting Nick. But yeah, it's alright, Nick. You know, in my eyes, she never cared about you. But you know what? One day, you are gonna find somebody. And that somebody is gonna truly care about you. She is gonna love you, like no matter what, and you're gonna be the happiest man in the world. One day you'll find that person, Nick.
Boy, this poor kid still hasn't gotten a clue.
You need to forget about her, Mr. Wright. For your sake. Yeah, you're right. And that's probably for the best.
Also, you need to relax a bit more. Try to grow up a little.
But out of all my friends, everyone says I'm the most grown up.
Eek. What kind of company does this guy keep?
Oh boy, I can imagine the person that has influenced him the most. Oh, Larry. Right now, I'm studying to become a lawyer myself.
That's what you keep saying. But I thought you were in the art department.
Well, yeah, I am. Yeah, it kind of makes me question. I mean, you wouldn't study lawyer stuff in the art department out of all things. Like, why are you there in the first place, Nick? But there's a friend that I desperately want to help. And if I hurry, then I should still be able to save him in time. Hmm?
I see.
Say, Miss Faye, a lawyer is someone who can help people when they are in trouble, right?
That's right. I'm still new at this myself. But I think that's exactly what a lawyer is.
Okay, I'm going to do it. I'll study my butt off. I'll become a lawyer for sure. Well, I don't know about you studying your butt off, but nonetheless, something tells me that you are truly gonna be quite a great lawyer one day. I tell you. I hope we see each other again someday. Maybe even court. Yeah. Except next time not as a defendant, Nick. Just please. It's been 5 years since I was acquitted for all charges. I became a lawyer like I planned, and managed to save my friend. But Mia has passed on to a better place. For me, this trial brings up a lot of painful memories. But it also brings up some very precious ones. And memories that I thought would never rise to the surface again. Mia is gone now. But even so, I can hear her in my mind.
Phoenix, no matter what, always believe in your client. In a court of law, your greatest weapon is your belief.
5 long years. Something has happened that's made me think back to her words of wisdom. But that is a story for another day.